Hey y'all, what's up? This is Fafi, and I am here to do a reaction video to the Brianna Tell It All with her in Jonelle. Now, I've been kind of hesitant to do this as I am not a content creator yet. I do try to do things as far as my lifestyle is concerned. But other than that, I don't really, I haven't really commented or made any videos and responding to things. But I feel that since Brianna uses faith a lot, I wanted to kind of touch on a different perspective as it relates to the spiritual aspect of it all. In addition to that, I wanted to explore accountability and self love. So we're going to go ahead and start the video.
Only coming live because it seems like everybody wanna talk about me. Everybody wanna share my story. Everybody wanna be in my story. Everybody wanna assume. Some people just wanna say whatever they can say for clickbait. Some people, I don't know, just wanna take whatever I say and run with it and run with their narratives. But at the end of the day, the only person that can share stories about what went on in their life is me and the other person in truth at the end of the day. And I'm going to start this out by saying a lot of people be like, why can't you just be quiet and go your separate ways and not say anything? Here's where things are clear for me. When you bring somebody on a platform such as Facebook and they had no following, correct? And they wasn't known for any type of relationship or anything, but you guys ultimately started posting videos together and doing content together, and you started tagging this person. So by all means, promoting Jonelle's products. I was loud in showing support wherever I could, whether it was premieres, whether it was his shows, whether it was his movies, whether it was body butters, whatever it is, I was loud in that, right? Extremely loud. And a lot of my fans will be like, damn, seem like you love him more than he loved you, because you are doing all of this promoting and showing your love for him, and what are you getting in return? Because he don't post you like that. He don't mention you like that. He don't do things the way you doing it. He don't promote your products. He don't shout you out. He don't post your pictures. He don't share your stuff. But you always share his stuff. You always promote his stuff. You always doing and going above and beyond for him, and you're not even getting the same. So for me, I would listen to, I'm an actor, I don't really share personal stuff like that. I'm not a content creator. I just share, my business stuff, and that's it. But as time went along and I helped this person page get monetized, they started posting our content, right? So you started posting relational content with me over and over and over again on your page, something that you never did. But again, that was only on Facebook, right? Okay, cool. So when a person says they're not a content creator, but now all you see them doing is going live now. All you see them doing is trying to create content now, but they're not a content creator. You start thinking about what people starting to say, like, damn, if a person really love you and you doing all of this going above and beyond, I'm talking about making labels, I'm talking about making logos, I'm talking about helping out with the clothing brand, I'm talking about helping out with the website, I'm talking about disclaimers, chores. I'm talking about you name it, I did it. Okay. I'm talking about cooking, cleaning. I'm talking about driving an hour and 30 minutes to somebody's house, pregnant and all, high risk and all. I'm talking about doing all of these things above and beyond. Now let me go backwards so we can get to how we got here. Okay. So we're gonna rewind all the way backwards to the beginning where I went wrong. And where I went wrong was jumping into another relationship because I felt like I had to prove a point to this person that I did not want somebody that I was still going through a divorce with. So that's how we end up getting into a relationship, okay? I'm posting content with him as we're just cool, hanging out, we're just friends or whatever. This is how we met. We met in LA. We're just hanging out, we're just having fun. But when we got to New York, I started flying myself out for his premieres, okay?
All right. So it was a lot said right there. Okay. And one of the key words that I heard was I, 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 I. I flew myself out. I created his content. I helped his page get monetized. I, I, I. Well, that was one of the problems right there. Why did you feel like you should have been doing all these things for this man who, as we're going to see, was not doing anything in return? Now, you said that you was posting or you got into this relationship because you wanted to prove to your husband who you was married to and separated at the time that you didn't want him anymore. I beg the difference. Who goes on their page to prove to somebody else that they don't want them anymore? There is an underlying reason of why those things were being done. Now, for those of you who don't know, she was married to another content creator who actually got her on and had allowed her to be a content creator and get monetized and make hundreds and thousands of dollars. Because before she came into the picture, her then husband was a huge, well known, popular content creator. Okay, he's known. He was well known. He was popular. He had millions of followers, and he met her because she went into his DM. She saw opportunity, and she was at that time. She was always a pretty girl, but right now she's very beautiful. Back then she was ordinary beautiful, if that makes sense. You know, sometimes money can take you from one level to the next. Money, boobs, jobs, all these things can take you from one level to the next. All right, sorry about that. I had to do a little pause right quick. I was interrupted. But anyway, what was I saying? I don't even remember, but they were married. Um, he was popular. He brought her on, just like she brought Jonelle on. Her husband did that same thing for her. They created content for married couples or just couple content, beautiful content they created, which caught the attention of a lot of people because it's kind of like exude black love and, black family. And then one day she got on the internet and said that he broke her finger. And then it went downhill from there, which I will get more into as we go through the video. But as I was saying, this woman has 4 kids. She has three by her first baby father. She has one from her husband, and she is currently pregnant with twins from the man she's currently talking about right now. So I'm going to play some more, and then we'll discuss.
LA. We just hanging out. We just having fun. But when we got to New York, I started flying myself out for his premieres. Okay. I was flying myself out. I never was flued out nowhere. I always was supportive. Whatever he needed, I was always there. So I started flying myself out to New York, getting my hotel room. He asked me if I had any friends that could come and support me, support him as well for his premiere, for his friends, for his castmates. I said, yeah. So I asked my friends to come, which is Shay. Y'all seen her before. And then y'all see Damien, who do wigs and stuff in Atlanta, who y'all also seen before on my page before. And we go to New York for the Wu-Tang premiere. So at first everything was cool, but that's when I met the dark side of him. The dark side, which is the demon that he is. So let's get into that. So as we're dating and we just being cool, we just being friends, I'm already not trying to rush nothing, but I'm just having fun. Okay? I'm having fun. We also started telling each other we love each other. Like, damn, this shit moving fast as hell. But I felt like he was an angel in disguise, not realizing that you just left somebody that was gaslighting, manipulative, narcissism, all that stuff. But I'm blindsided by it because I'm thinking, oh, he's such a charmer. He's making me laugh. He's silly, extremely childish. The side that you guys was like, oh my God, how can you be with somebody who is so childish? That side of him is what blindsided me to the other side because I was like, oh my God, I finally get to have somebody I can have fun with, I can laugh with, and enjoy. And then it felt like, oh, he put me in rooms. He not jealous. So everything that I left, I saw a different side. I saw somebody that was not in competition with me. I saw somebody that, wanted to help me and not be an opponent, but be a teammate. That's what I saw. Okay. So meanwhile, I'm thinking that all of these introductions and all of these, meeting up with people is a good thing, okay? He's showing me that he's not in competition with me, showing me that we can work together, blah, blah, blah. So that's when I started telling him about social media, how you can monetize your social media, you can do this, you can do that, blah, blah, blah. He didn't know nothing about it. He had a Facebook page, but he didn't use it. He had Instagram only. And so I helped him with that. Told him about getting it verified, all of that. He reached out to his publicist, got it verified, blah, 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 blah. So we in New York. Me and my friends, we just not leaving the premiere. Of course, at the premiere, they have drinks. This person gets drinks. And one drink turned to another drink, and another drink turned to another drink, and another drink turned to another drink, and another drink turned to another drink. This is the first time I see the demon. So he blacks out because when we at the premiere, I'm like, you met my family, you meeting my friends, and your family is here and I can't meet your family. So I found that weird.
All right, we're going to pause right there for a second. So you flew yourself out to his premiere. You flew yourself, rather, out to his premiere. Now, number one, flying yourself out to a premiere for a guy that you're supposed to be dating, that's should throw up some concerns. Now, I recall a time when I want to say that they did a live, and she got on his live, and he asked her if he flies her out to the premiere, and if I'm not mistaken, would she come? And she said yes. So either that entire live was staged. It had to be. It had to be staged. They had already have had to know one another. I don't know. But the minute you are finding interest in someone, now mind you, when she said that the relationship moved quickly, it really did because her and her husband separated maybe sometime in September, October of 2022. I don't know. And it wasn't until a couple of months later that she was dating this guy, right? And just to give you some back history, do I really want to go? It's so much to unpack. But just to give you some back history, um, her and her husband was having some difficult problems and they separated. And apparently it was the husband. Now I don't know if at the time when they separated, if she was the one that left the house. I don't know. Because she keeps saying she left him, right? But there are so many videos and audios on floating around on social media with her saying that she wanted to be with her husband, she wanted their family to work, and the husband was like he didn't want it, and the husband is the one that filed for the divorce. So I don't know how that thing is. It's a little questionable because she's crying on social media. She's saying how she loves her husband and she wants her family. And then all of a sudden, she went on this rampage to say that he was this huge abuser and she was abused for 6 years. I mean, it was just so much drama in that. But I'm getting off topic. I don't get off topic. Let me stop.
Your family. So I found that weird. Mind you, I'm still like, okay, this is still early or whatever, but we cool. So why we just can't, like, you met my family, we cool. It ain't like I introduced you to my family. I was like, oh, that's my man. I introduced you to my daddy, and like we cool. Like, this is who I'm talking to, dad. And this, like, I wanted my daddy to fill him out like any girl, woman does. So I'm like,
Okay, I want to interject right quick. So, first of all, if you meet a man within a 3 month time period, that was the first mistake that you made. Why would you introduce a man? Now, you had claimed at this time, when all of these things was happening, that you had just come out of a very abusive relationship. And I can recall the time when you were on social media and you were crying, saying you don't want to be in, it's going to be a long time before you get in another relationship. You're just going to focus on your children, etc., etc. But yet and still, you allowed yourself to be sucked into another relationship, right? Now, the question I would like to know is if he was asking you to meet your family and your friends, or is that something you just automatically did? Because it would be one thing if he was asking you to do that and you did it, but then he was not willing to do it. But it would be another thing if you just automatically did that, because then you would have to sit in yourself and hold yourself accountable. And you would have to ask yourself, what was it in me that me just meeting this person all of a sudden want him to meet my friends and my family when you were number one, freshly separated from your husband. Number two, you was not even divorced yet. Number three, you have children involved. And you shouldn't rather want your kids seeing you jumping from man to man. Like you have to sit with that in yourself and look it within yourself to say, what was it in me that made me want to jump into another relationship? What was it in me that I was seeking for? Right? Those are the things we have to ask ourselves as a women. Because any man that we attract or attach ourselves to, it is something within us that attracted a man like that. So anytime you connect yourself to a man that you start seeing these red flags in, and you continue to stay, you have to look at yourself. You have to place blame on yourself, and you have to say, what is it in me that made me attract a man like that?
Like, okay, this is your dad and your aunts or whatever, and I can't meet them, which was weird for me. So I'm like, okay, cool. Time goes on. We get in the car, and he says, it's my attitude. As a Cancer, you can't hide your attitude. You got an attitude. You gonna have an attitude. So he like, what's wrong with you? I'm like, nothing. I'm just texting my friends. We all in the same car, and some people in another car. So I'm just texting them, telling them how I feel, venting, trying to see if I'm wrong. Like, am I wrong for having an attitude? Because he met y'all, he met my dad, he met my people. Like, why can't I meet his people, whatever? So
And I'm just curious, when did he meet your father? Like, did he come to where you lived, or was it like a FaceTime video? That was a curiosity of mine, but I'm gonna keep going.
this person says, you know what? Ain't got time for this dumb shit. Now, this, mind you, if y'all go back, if y'all ever seen the video when he went live that same night, and that's why we ended up turning it into a skit. But he went live that same night talking shit about me on live. Well, I don't remember exactly verbatim where he said, but we ended up turning into a skit the next day, which is why y'all see us coming out of a Nelson line trying to say we reenacting a Martin scene with. And I'm like, yeah, you was talking about me on Facebook last night. I said that because people had got a glimpse of that. And then when he became sober, he said, oh, I didn't really say nothing like that. But he blanked out the night before, cussed me out, told me to get the fuck out, told me to go back home, all that type of stuff. So I don't know what he said on the live because I didn't see it, and it was a quick Instagram live, so people screen recorded it and put it somewhere. Don't know where it's at. Anyways, so we all go out to eat to a 50-cent restaurant after that because his friend trying to calm him down, like it's not even that deep, bro.
Okay, I don't know if we're on red flag number 2 or red flag number 3. So now you're upset because he did not introduce you to his family when you guys were visiting him at the premiere in New York City. So now you're walking around with an attitude. He's going on live disrespecting you. And the next day, you said that you guys created a skit to try to cover up the damage. So now you have to sit with that too, Miss Brianna. And you have to ask yourself, why would I allow myself to continue to talk with to a man that I don't really know? I really don't know him. We're fresh in this relationship. I can easily walk away. Why would I continue to stay with a man that early on in the relationship has already started to disrespect me? Why am I, not why is he, why am I staying somewhere where I am being disrespected? Um, he doesn't consider you. Like, this is something you said. He's cussing you out in front of all your friends. And now the next day, I'm going to cover it up and make a skit about it. Why would you, Brianna, do that to yourself? Why would you allow yourself to be mistreated that way? Continue.
Just whatever in her feelings. And I'm like, yeah, I just felt like if you met my people, I should meet your people. So I'm trying to look past it. My friend just like, whatever, let's just continue having fun. We go to the dinner. As we go to the dinner, he's still lit, still turned up. In life, there are memories that will never leave us. You to hold my hand. I don't even want you near me. Like, I don't even, especially after you just called me up my name and disrespecting me in front of my friends and in front of your people. Like, that was just mad disrespectful, all because I felt the type of way because I didn't get to meet your family. Okay? So, let's move forward. So, we get to the restaurant, and I don't even want to go in the restaurant no more because You just disrespected me in front of my friends. You just called me out of my name. You're being mean as hell. I don't even want to be around you. And so at that point,
And if you did not want to be around him at that time, why did you not just leave? What was it within you, Brianna, that made you stay and continue to be with this man, hang out with this man that has disrespected you, called you out of your name, embarrassed you in front of your friends? Why would you continue to why would you even get in the car with him to go to a restaurant? Why didn't you get in an Uber or another car and go back to your hotel? Or you and your friends? And what kind of friends do you have that you all sat there, that they even sat there instead of saying, come on, sis, let's go. We're not gonna deal with that. What kind of friends do you hang out with that they will even allow themselves to be sitting around a man that's mistreating their friend? Continue.
that's when me and my friends were sitting on the side of the restaurant and we just talking. And he come up and he like, yo, what the fuck wrong with you? What the fuck wrong with you? I can't really say everything that was said because it's a bunch of cuss words. And I know how social media is sensitive to cussing. So I can't really go into detail as to what everything was said. But I was cussed out really bad in front of everybody to the point where people was like, I'm just leaving. So I'm like, you know what? I'm just about to get an Uber. I get an Uber while he outside talking to his friend. His friend trying to calm him down. And I try to get an Uber. And as soon as the Uber pulls up, I'm getting in the Uber. I shut the door to leave. He comes on the other side of the Uber door and yanks me out of the car.
Red flag number. What number are we on now? 3 or 4? Continue.
Of course, y'all should have been red flag number one. Like I said, it's my first time hanging out with him after
Number one, I'm a, I must can't count. Okay,
our
continue.
premiere and him drinking, and I did not know anything about this person. Did not like we was just hanging out as friends in the beginning. So after that happened, I'm moving on. The next morning, he apologizes and says never gonna happen again. I'm sorry, blah blah blah. Okay, cool, whatever. So for me, I'm still like, okay, maybe this is not gonna happen. But as I noticed, as time went on with dating and get to know him, that's when the demon would come out when he would drink. So let's fast forward to this incident that happened. Besides him coming in my house and my friends visiting and him acting crazy and like we go out, he coming. Me and my friends went out. He came to my house drunk as hell, and he wanted to yell and cuss and spit and it's like. So when I say this has happened several times, it has happened several times. So when people say why this blow up happened, it's because I've been dealing with a lot in silence. So when I blew up, yeah.
All right, I gotta pause right there for a second. Okay, y'all. It's a pet peeve of mine when she says she has been silent. She has not been silent. Brianna, you have not been silent. Brianna, you have never been silent. And you tried to portray on Facebook that this man was the best thing you ever had. You said on your own words, I never had a man like this. He treats me so this, that, and the other. And you was very loud about it. But we, as wise women, as I am, because she talks about the older women, but we're wise women. And wise women constantly try to tell you, Brianna, this ain't it. But you know what you would do? And it doesn't matter how it was said. What you would do is we would get blocked, we would get cussed out, we would get talked about. Some of the wise women you tried to drag because the Bible says that the wise women should teach the young. And women that are older who have been through some stuff can tell a young woman what's going to happen, because most of the time, if we've been there and done that, we can see it a mile away coming. We can see it coming. When you was on your Facebook platform and you were so, oh, I'm so happy in this relationship, us wise women, we knew you was doing that to get back at your husband, because we know that when a person is really happy, you don't shout that you're happy. You don't have to, oh, I'm so happy. You don't do that. People just see it in you. You don't have to speak the words. The word, your happiness exudes in your actions and in your reactions. And we also knew that how in the world can you be so happy when you are going through a divorce? And we all know that there is nothing happy when your family is being broken. There's nothing happy about it. Be it good, bad,
And I
or indifferent. There is nothing happy about breaking your family, or there's nothing happy when your family is broken through divorce. But you wanted to get a reaction from your husband, who was your husband at the time, and he just wouldn't give it to you, or he wasn't going to give you the reaction that you wanted him to give. Because I peeped him. I peeped him. I won't say that you had the perfect marriage. I know you didn't. Nobody has a perfect marriage. And I'm quite sure that when you needed emotional, what's the word I'm looking for? I can honestly say, or I honestly believe that when you needed some emotional attention from your husband, I really believe that he didn't give it to you. But I can also say that if you reacted the way you've been reacting when you're mad on social media, if you reacted that way when you and your husband had disagreements, I can see why he probably was emotionally shut off from you. Because I don't know if you see the demon in you, but baby, there is some brokenness in you, which is demonic. It's not from God. There is some brokenness in you. There is some unforgiveness in you. There is some strong pain and hurt in you. And when you are upset, all of it comes out to the point where you can be very emasculating when it comes to a man. But I'm going to continue.
pretty much reason to, because I've been dealing with a lot, like I said, behind closed doors. So, anyways, moving forward, months go by, and we go to a modeling event. Don't remember if y'all remember that video or pictures where I posted both of us was modeling down the runway. I had on a white dress, and I did something else with some like Chinese sticks in my hair. Okay, so that event came through him. So we go to that, and we go to that. Sorry, I'm reading the text. But we go to that, and I'm just having fun. I'm like, this is my first walk-in modeling show, besides the one my publicist had got me the day before. But this is my first real one, and it was a lot of people there, and they had drinks there as well. So Jonell started drinking again. Okay, so mind you, as he's drinking, I'm like worried because I'm like, oh God, we in front of all these people. Like, what's gonna happen? But he was chill at the event. After we left, I guess that's when the drinks really kicked in because he had to model too. So I don't think he was drinking while he was modeling, but after the fact to celebrate what we had just walked the show. So we get in the car. I'm driving. We're going to a restaurant called dang, I can't think of the name of it. Freak, I forgot. But I never been there before. But it's like a grown up restaurant in Atlanta slash like they got games and then you can eat there, whatever. Kind of like a Dave and Buster's, but it's real brownish and it's in Atlanta. So we go there and he's drinking more, and I'm like, oh my God, this man. And like, just stop drinking, getting no more drinks. Like, I'm grown and you ain't got to tell me shit, I'm grown. I'm like, okay, whatever. So the food was horrible. I did not like it. I did not like the games. I did not like the place at all. So as we are leaving, because I was ready to go, as we are leaving, it's a couple walking up. I guess because I'm ungrateful, right? Because I said I didn't like the food, I didn't like the games. I said to him, hey, I would have rather went to Dave and Buster's. That would have been funner, or Chuck E. Cheese. The food would have been better. Food is better there. As the couple was walking up and me and him is walking past them, he like, you need to be lucky you got a grateful ass bitch. And I'm like, why would you do that? You don't even know if they know me or know you. Like, why would you say that to them? And he like, I don't give cuss word.
I don't know what number red flag we on right now. I don't know what number we're on. But again, apparently this man feels very comfortable with calling you out of your name. Now, mind you, just give a little context to this. According to you, your husband was verbally abusive to you. I don't believe that. I believe that you guys were very abusive to one another. That's what I believe. Because we've seen you in action. We've really never seen we've seen some recordings of him in action too. So I believe that you guys were a toxic couple. But I totally believe you're toxic. 100% you're toxic. And if a man attached himself to you, he has to be toxic because like attracts like. Whatever's in you is going to attract whatever's in him. Now you claim that you guys trauma bonded because on the loss of your mom. And that might be true because he lost his mom in an early age and you had recently lost your mother. However, in order for you guys to get together and stay together as long as you guys did for what you said 6 years, because I think you said you guys married within the first 3 months of your relationship, you guys had to have both been toxic. So I truly believe that you guys argued. You are very emasculating when it comes to a man. You might be loving and you might be that too, but you can truly tear down a man. And we have all watched you on this internet tear down your first baby father when you were with your husband, who didn't even know you were making those videos. We saw you tear your husband down when you got with John Nail, who knew you was tearing your husband down, and he was helping you tear him down, and he didn't even know that man from a can of paint. And now history is repeating itself. We are now watching once again you tear down John Nail, what you have been doing throughout your entire relationship. And then you get back on here and you cover it up. Oh, I was just playing. Oh, he's the best thing. Oh, I've never had a pregnancy like this. Oh, I've never had a man like this. Oh, and then you get on there and talk about it like a dog, how you helped him build up his page and you did this, you did that. And then once again, you come back on here again and he tear him down again. Now, we really don't know what happened this time around. But we don't know what happened this time around. Something happened that you are not sharing with
Words I
us.
cannot say.
Because the video that you did show us in reference to him begging, had to have you back and all this stuff, that happened in October. We're all the way in mid-November. So something occurred. Something has occurred that you are not sharing. But apparently, whatever it was, this is your reason for doing this video about your tell-all relationship. Okay, continue.
So we still walking. We get in the car, and I'm already feeling some type of way because I know this person did not just call me no B. Mind you, I'm driving my car, so I'm like,
And why were you shocked that he called you the B word when he's already done it multiple, multiple times? Why were you so surprised? A leopard don't change his spots. A man that if a man called you the B word one time, it's in him. That is a man that called women B's and O's. That's the type of man he is. That don't easily roll off a man's tongue. Somebody that's not that respects women enough to not call them out of their names. So that's your fault. You decided to stay with a man that didn't have enough respect for you to call you by your name, but call you out your name. That's not his fault. He is who he is. He showed you who he was when you first met him. But you are the one that decided to stay. You know, they say you teach people how to treat you. So you have to be accountable. You cannot blame him that because you stayed. You stayed. You stayed. You stayed in your first relationship. Would you say the man just mistreated you and your children? That's what you said. Mistreated you and y'all, because it was y'all three kids. Put and then he married another woman and you said he tried to prove to the other woman that y'all kids were not even his kids. So that was your fault. You decided to stay with a man and have three kids from him because according to you, y'all broke up when you was pregnant with your first child, got back together, issues was happening with the second child, and then you had another child with him. So that was three kids and all. He still didn't marry you, went with somebody else. You ain't learned your lesson. You got in your husband DM, married him in a short amount of time. He took you and your three kids in, had a baby with him, and then when y'all break up, you say all this time you was never happy. But there are countless videos of you saying you were. So it's like you remind me of the woman of the what's the story of the cry wolf story. If you keep crying wolf, eventually nobody's going to believe you. And that is where we're at today. Where nobody don't believe you because we don't know when you're telling the truth and when you're not. Because when you say you're telling the truth, then you come back up and cover up the lie. Then you say, no, I was telling the truth. Then you come back up and cover up the lie. Why do you do that?
I heard him get this person out my car.
Continue.
We get in the car. He's still talking about how I'm ungrateful because I said I'd rather go to Dave and Buster's or Chuck E. Cheese, which I don't even understand how that's so ungrateful because actually that option probably
Because you probably was complaining.
So
and ain't nobody with that.
We get in the car and he's still running his mouth, still being disrespectful. I turn on that song by damn, what's her name? But it's called Anila. I turn on her song that's NAS, niggas ain't whatever.
So you're feeding the fire, right? So you're upset because he done disrespected you, right? You didn't do which I would have been. We all would have been, but you put yourself in that situation again. You already know you with a disrespectful behind man. You already know that because he's done it countless times prior to this point. Not only in private, but he's done it in front of multiple people, right? So now you're upset because y'all leaving Dave and Buster's. He done disrespected you once again. And then you got the nerve to get in the car and play a song the Negroes ain't, you know what, while he's in the car with the volume turned up loud. What did you think was going to happen? Continue.
I turn that on, right? So I turn that on. And I turn it up loud because I'm pissed off. So now I'm just singing the song verse by verse, and I'm like,
Feet in the
like when
fire.
he get out of here, I'm done. So we driving, get to a gas station. These are the text messages that I posted. 28 pages of those text messages, okay? And there's more because I blocked him from my phone, and he messaged me from text plus numbers or whatever, however else other apps and numbers that he has, right? Okay, so we get in the car. We get in the as we drive in, and I'm playing the song. He's getting upset because I'm singing the song loud, and he's like, "Yo, turn this shit down." I'm like, "No, I'm not turning that shit down. I'm mad because you just disrespected me, and not only disrespect me again, but it's in front of people again." Okay.
And you surprised. You surprised?
So then we get to like this gas station stop or whatever. I don't even make it all the way to the stop sign. I mean to the red light before he comes, right? Before he even jumps out the car. So he jumps out the car and run across the street and goes to the gas station. At this point I'm like, okay, I'm trying to get you home safe so that way if anything happens you can't nobody blame me because you're drunk. You're not even in your right mind. So I get there, I pull over as when he ran out the car, ran across the street, ran to the gas station. I get out the car, and I'm like,
You should have left him at that gas station and not looked back. So again, your fault.
I'm gonna just wait for you to get an Uber or whatever. He's like, nah, you ain't gotta wait for me. Da 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 da. He goes to the gas station. I'm in the gas station. Like, come on, like you don't want nobody seeing you like this. Like to me, I'm a public figure. To him, he was doing Wu-Tang show, so I didn't know if people knew him like that. So I'm like, come on, let's just chill out and just wait for your Uber to come so I can make sure you get in the car safe. He's like, you ain't gotta worry about me. Da 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 da. So I get in the car and I'm like, I'm just gonna sit in the car and wait for him. He says, ungrateful ass bitch, one more time, as I'm walking to my car. And I said, yo mama. As soon as I say yo mama, this person comes and storms up to my car. While I'm in the car, my driver door is still open. He comes in the car and he starts choking me.
Brianna, what did you think was going to happen? Because at this point, nothing has happened to diffuse the situation. From the time you all left the place, whatever that place was you were at, to the time you got in your car, everything was just escalating, escalating, escalating. You in the car playing loud, Negroes ain't, you know what? You're arguing and carrying on. He jumps out the car, and then you running behind him, and your excuse is, "Oh, I don't want nothing to happen to him." You think I would? He would have been left on the side of the road, and I would have been on two wheels getting to my children. Why did you stay there? Ask yourself that, because that's your fault. And then you said the ultimate words. Yo, mama? What? When you guys are already at the heat of the height of the situation? Lord have mercy. Continue.
And I'm kicking, and he's spitting, and I'm kicking, and he talking all the type of cuss words that I cannot say. Like I said, Facebook is sensitive. So he's cussing me out, choking me, spitting. That's why I had scratches on my neck. Some people seen those photos, some people did not.
And let's talk about the scratches, y'all. I have to pause right quick. Hopefully, if you guys have not seen this, I'm interrupting a lot. But if you want to see the videos in full, you can go on, I want to say, um, Harmony Speaks. She has it on her page in full without interruptions, I think. And or you could probably go to Brianna's page. It's Miss Brianna on Facebook. But they're circulating all over the internet. Okay. But let's pause for a second. What was I about to say? Hold on. Let me. I forgot what I was gonna say. Hold on. Oh, I know.
All right.
So let's talk about these scratches. Now, for those of you who don't know, this lady went on a whole hate campaign against her husband, all because he did not want to be with her. And y'all know there's some bitter women out there. And they go all the way to the HELL when they mad. They turn the real demons and they go all out the way. So this woman went on a whole campaign to say that her husband like beat her. And she was on all type of platforms. She had a whole hate group against her husband. Mind you, she has about, I would say, 3 million and something followers. So can you imagine all of these hate groups dragging her husband for something that he was not even doing? And this was all the while she was in this new relationship where she was really getting yoked out, spit on, scratched up, and even tried to say that it was her husband that put those scratches on her neck. So you went from one relationship where I believe it was toxic. I don't think it was that she was saying, because she has no evidence. And mind you, she calls herself the receipt queen, but there's no evidence of that. When she was really in a actual relationship where she was really being beat on, but was saying that her husband was the one doing it when really she was placed in a relationship where it was actually happening to her in real life form, while all these hate groups was on social media dragging her innocent husband. Continue.
Moving forward, um, the police walks up. It's a police officer who walks up who was getting gas, and he said, "Ma'am, are you okay?" I said, "Yes, I'm just trying to go home." He said, "What happened?" I said, I'm just trying to go home. I'm just trying to go home." Mind you, my feet was dangling outside of the car. So he don't know what was really going on. He didn't get to see it. He was just walking up saying, "Ma'am, are you okay?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I just want to go home." At this point, this person is so erratic. He's going off on the officer too. So the officer like, "Okay, you can go home. I'm leaving at this point because I don't give a damn." Which is why you guys see those text messages that says, "Yo, bro, he locking me up." Lying. Person was never getting locked up. I don't even know why he did all those lies in those text messages saying he was getting locked up. Again, to manipulate me to come back and get him. I did not. I pursued to go home. Again, in those text messages, you also see where he says, "I'm outside," and I'm like, "Why would you catch an Uber to come to my house?" Mind you guys, we were just in Atlanta. His car is at home. He did not have to come to my house. So I'm like, why would you Uber to my house instead of Ubering home? In those text messages, you guys see that as well. So I'm saying, like, just go home, just go home. He's like, "No, come downstairs and talk to me, come downstairs and talk to me, come downstairs and talk to me, come downstairs and talk to me." So I'm like, "No, I'm like, I can talk to you through text. I'm scared of you at this point. I don't know what you're going to do next. Like, I don't want to talk no more." So he's still at the door, still ringing the doorbell, still talking about come talk, 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 talk. As you guys can see, I'm still just talking in those text messages for the ones who saw it in my story. I just kept talking through the text messages. He kept on saying, "Please, I'm sorry, I love you, da da da." And for me, when he started explaining why he loved me and all of that.
Now, mind you, those same texts that she's talking about, she shared them with some of her friends um who she is no longer friends anymore with, and they shared those messages like last year. And she got on the internet, denied, lied, all of her supporters who were commentators, they lied for her. Oh, it was just a hot mess. But now she's telling the truth. Oh, continue.
I started to feel like, okay, well, maybe he really do love me, and maybe this is a mistake. And I only see this side of him when he's drinking. I don't see this side of him when he's not drinking. So I said, "Janelle, if you drink again, I am done with you. I cannot do this no more." He said, "Okay, I'm not gonna drink no more." So I don't know, but around me, he would never drink. Then when we did go out, he would probably have one or two drinks, and that was it. And we left it at that. So moving forward, y'all.
You know what? I'm just going to continue.
As time go by, I'm constantly catching this person doing disrespectful stuff. Mind you, I cannot ask any questions without this person shutting down and be ready to leave, right? So when it comes to my feelings being validated, that never happened. When it comes to me asking about cheating and everything, I can't ask those questions. So I didn't. I didn't go through his phone, didn't go to Instagram, I didn't do nothing for a minute. So eventually the story comes out about Pretty Bree. Don't know who she is, some girl, don't know, don't care. This happened around my birthday, right when I flew everybody out to Jamaica. Me, my friends, him, my dad, the kids. I flew everybody to Jamaica for my birthday. And this story happens. It hits Tasha K. How embarrassing. So the girl goes on Tasha K and she does an interview and she says, yes, I've been talking to him, da da da. And he calls me and he texts me to come do this and do that. And I'm just like, for me, you've been acting like you want to do family things, you want to be family oriented, you doing family photos, you involved with my kids, you acting like you want to be this person that you know you can't be. So why not just let me go and leave me alone?
All right, that I have to interject. That's that area, that response right there is something that I need women to understand. Ladies, a man will only do what you allow them to do. Please stop asking why he just don't leave me alone. The question is, why don't you just leave? You got the power. You have the power. If you want to stop being mistreated, leave and stay gone. I don't give a dang how many times the man calls and begs and pleads. He's still going to be the same way. And he does it because you have no standards for yourself. You think you have standards, but if you continue to keep allowing yourself to be embarrassed, to be talked down to be cheated on, to be abused over and over and over and over and over and over and over again, that is your fault. Why would a man leave you alone when he feels like he got a good thing going on? Why would he do that? But he's just not ready to settle down, and he want to play the field, and he want to do this, and he want to do that. If it's the same thing with a woman. If you got a man that's taking care of you, giving you money, treating you good, but you still know that he ain't going nowhere, so you're gonna go out there and do your own thing. Why would you let it go? Well, you know if you come back running, he gonna take you back. It's the same thing, vice versa. So in order for you to stop it, it has to be you to stop it, not them. They're not gonna leave you alone. You have to make the decision to say no more, or you're going to keep going through the cycle of abuse, and then you have to ask yourself. You have to sit in that. Why do I keep allowing myself to be disrespected? Why do I keep allowing myself to be cheated on? Why do I keep allowing myself to be beat on? Why do I keep allowing myself? Why do I keep allowing these things to happen to me? Why do I? That's when you have to do some serious, deep soul searching, because it's your fault. It's your fault that you keep allowing yourself to be mistreated. It's not his fault. He's only doing what you are allowing him to do.
I blocked him that day. He begged and begged
Continue.
and begged and begged and begged. That's when y'all see that video of me getting a bracelet, a ring, and a purse and matching shoes from Michael Kors. Mind you, this is the first gift I've ever received.
Your fault
So
that you didn't
he
require much more for
apologized this day
yourself.
for my birthday, and because I can't get my money back from him going on a trip, might as well let him come.
Your
So
fault.
he ends up
You could
coming.
have just lost your money. Why would you let
Mind you,
somebody
on
go
my
on a
birthday
trip with
trip,
you that
I'm
done cheated
embarrassed
on you
because
and
I'm
mistreated you and
being
embarrassed you in
alert.
public?
I'm seeing Tasha K go lie with this girl so many times. It's like it was a
She
three
only
year
went live with that
sentence.
girl
It felt
twice.
like
I
to
saw
me.
the video.
He's like, no, just be quiet, don't say nothing, don't address it, it'll die. Well, it did. It kept blowing up, and the girl kept posting. Tasha K kept interviewing her, and it was just embarrassing that I had to sit there and be quiet. Which is why, again, this explains why I'm at where I'm at right now. When people say why you just can't be quiet and just move forward, because all those times I sat back and was quiet and 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 quiet like he does.
Brianna, stop saying that. Please stop saying that. Brianna, you were never quiet. If you were, there would not be hundreds of videos on social media saying or stating otherwise. It's probably about 3 videos of Janelle because he stayed quiet and he came out of his pocket every now and then. But we, well, maybe your quiet is different from what we think is quiet. Maybe maybe your quiet must be different. Maybe your quiet means you stayed off the internet a couple of days instead of coming on here every day. So maybe your interpretation of quiet is different from our interpretations of quiet. And maybe you really believe that you were quiet. Okay. But honey, I'm sorry to tell you, you were not. You were not quiet. You were not quiet at all. Continue.
Y'all see him, don't say nothing, don't address nothing, but he addressed somebody by his body butters. But besides that, he would not address anything else. But sitting there being quiet, I don't. It's like, what does that do for me? I'm really sitting here questioning myself, like, what the hell, Brianna? What are you doing? This person has clearly showed you he don't want to be with you. He disrespected you so many times. He comes to your house, does whatever he want to do, and leaves. And just like, what is the point? What are you doing? So
And I'm glad that you asked yourself that question. But you should have also answered those questions for yourself as well. Instead of placing blame on him, placing blame on your husband, placing blames on the supporters, placing blame on the content creators. You should have sat in that because you were there. You were right there saying, God dang, what is wrong with me? We all been there. That's why we were trying to help you along the way. But you didn't want to hear our reactions. You didn't want to hear it unless we were cheering you on, saying, Brianna, be with that abusive man. Brianna, he's great for you. Brianna, let him be on there and with your children. Brianna, yeah, you're doing the right thing by trying to make your husband jealous. Yes, Brianna, you should allow him to rub your husband's daughter in your husband's face. Yes, yes, that's what you wanted. And if we were not doing that, we were getting cussed out by you. We were getting, I mean, not me personally, but we were getting blocked. We were getting, told that we old and we should support you in your drama. Yeah, that's what we were getting because we weren't cheering you on in your messed up relationship. That's because that's what your other supporters was doing. They were on and saying, "Oh, I'm so happy for you." They were actually happy that you were getting spit on. Because before you brought it out, your ex sister in law brought it out, showed all the text, all the information. All we already knew you was getting hit on and spit on and mistreated. And they were trying to tell you, come on, Brianna, open your eyes. Where your supporters who love you so much were saying, yes, stay with him. He's the man. Oh my God, you guys look so good together. Disregarding the fact that he's spitting on you and calling you out your name and flaunting your husband's children in his face and doing and cheating on you and doing all these toxic things, and they was cheering you on to stay in that toxic relationship. Continue.
I shut the door to leave, he comes on the other side of the Uber door and yanks me out of the car.
Oh,
Of
wait.
course,
How do
y'all
we get
should have
back
been
here?
waiting for that, number one. Like I said,
Okay,
this is my
hold on.
first
Let
time
me
hanging out
pause.
with him after a premiere. It hits Tasha K.
Okay.
How embarrassing.
Let me fast
So
forward
the
a
girl
little
goes
bit.
on Tasha K. This person that you know you can't be, so why not just let me go and leave me alone? I blocked him that day. He begged and begged and begged and begged and begged. That's when y'all see that video of me getting a bracelet, a ring, and a purse and matching shoes from. Okay. It's like it was a 3-day effect. It felt like to me. He's like, no, just be quiet. Don't say nothing. Don't
Okay,
address
let
it.
me fast
It'll die.
forward.
And quiet like he does. Y'all see him, don't say nothing, don't address nothing. But he addressed somebody by his body butters. But besides that, he would not address anything else. But sitting there being quiet, I don't. It's like, what does that do for me? I'm really sitting here questioning myself, like, what the hell, Brianna? What are you doing? This person has clearly showed you he don't want to be with you. He disrespected you so many times. He comes to your house, does whatever he want to do, and leaves. And it just, like, what is the point? What are you doing? So I'm over here trying to outweigh the good and the bad. Oh, okay. Well, he stopped drinking, so I don't see the other side of him as much. Although I'm still being emotional and mentally abused, I'm being told that my feelings cannot be validated. I'm being told that I can't ask you certain questions. I'm being told that if I ask you a question, I gotta shut up. Like that's between me and myself. That's what when I ask him a question about stuff that hurts me, it's between me and myself, or I'm insecure. Now, mind you, how does a woman get insecure? Even though I'm not insecure, I know I'm a beautiful person. I know what I bring to the table. I bring the cloth, the table, and the chairs. So it's like, when you say somebody be insecure, no, I'm just trying to figure out what is going on. If I'm telling you to leave me alone, and if this is something that you don't want to do, then please, by all means, go on about your business. Okay?
Rihanna, you are very insecure. I was looking at this live on Cam Newton. It was between Cam Newton and Dr. Brian. When you all get a chance, go look at it and check it out. It was very good. Good interview. And it talked about high value, high functioning people. High value meaning your money, your wealth, your status, your looks, all that stuff. Functioning meaning your emotions, your inner self, your inner being, your morale status, your status, your standards for yourself, that kind of thing. So I would say when it comes to value, you have your money, even though your majority of your money that you're making on social media is through your paying. You're making good money to take care of your children, apparently take care of your man, and whoever else. To fly everybody out to Jamaica on vacation, you got to have you some dollars, right? You are very beautiful, even though you have some work done. You got your body done, you got your teeth done, but prior to that, you were still a beautiful girl on another. But now your standard has raised, baby. You're gorgeous, and I have to give that to you. But when it comes to your functioning, your functioning is low. You do not value yourself. You do not value yourself. You beautiful. Yeah, you could bring stuff to the table because you got money. But you don't know if you can be by yourself. You don't love yourself enough to not be with somebody that mistreats you. You don't love yourself enough for that. And that is very low self-esteem. Because a person with high value, high functioning, high self-esteem, they will not allow anyone to mistreat them. You won't even be with someone like him. You won't even have a what's the word, save a hoe? You wouldn't even have a save a hoe mentality. You would have high expectations for yourself, and you would not allow anyone to come into your life unless they are meeting those expectations. So you do not value yourself. Your self-esteem is very low because the first time he called you out, first of all, your self-esteem is very low, because who goes to meet a man and pay for it themselves? Who does that? Who does that? A man that you don't even know. Who does that? So that right there alone would tell you how you value yours. You would have never had a man like that around your children. If a man disrespects the mother, they're gonna disrespect your children. So if you really had high self-esteem, that man would have never stepped a foot in your house. Why would you bring a man like that you know is very disrespectful to just possibly take a chance on him disrespecting you in front of your kids? You do not have high self-esteem, darling. I'm sorry to tell you that. And you need to sit in that. And you need to sit in that, not because I'm downing you, but you have to do some self-reflection. That's something that I don't see you doing. You come on here and you tell all your business. You come on here and you tell all your business, but you make excuses when you tell your business. And you always put blame on other people. If he didn't want to be, why he just don't leave me alone? I'm just trying to figure this out. No, honey. If you really and truly valued yourself, you would have been walked away from him. He would have been blocked, and you would have stood firm and stern on that. You wouldn't have to come and announce all that stuff to the internet. No. All right. Continue. Just for the mere fact that you got into a relationship trying to prove something else to your husband, lets me know. Lets us know you don't value yourself. You don't value yourself. And I don't mean that in a mean way. I'm just speaking reality. And any other woman, this is not only just for Brianna. This is for it, but if these are for the women that thinks like Brianna. Ladies, we all been there. I've been there. There was a time I didn't value myself enough. Same had the money, had the looks, all that, but was being mistreated. And I had to sit with that. And I had to hold myself accountable. And I had to change some things within me so that my expectations for a man will be much higher. That I wouldn't allow a man to come into my life or the life of my children. But I had to fix some things in me first. So that's why we can share out when you done been there and done that. But you have to be open to hearing if you want a different, what's the word I'm looking for? A different result. And many of it's not only women, men too. Many people are not open to being accountable for their actions. They love to place blame on other people. It's very, very hard for people to place their own blame on themselves and take the other person out of it. Because none of that could have happened to you unless you allowed it. And because you allowed it, it is your fault. So you have to ask yourself, what's wrong with me? Let me evaluate. Let me do some self-reflection. What I need to fix in me? Where my pain and where did this come from? Why am I so eager to be in a relationship with somebody that mistreat me? Why am I drawn to that? I have toxic behaviors. I had toxic behaviors. I wasn't used to having peace. I was used to having been in a toxic relationship. And every time I left it, I kept running back to it. Because I didn't know how to handle peace. Because I was so involved in being toxic all the time. So you have to ask yourself, where do these traits come from and how do I fix it? How do I grow from it so that my next relationship will be better because I'm better? All right, continue.
This person kept coming back to fight for it. So let's skip all the way to after my birthday. So then this is another birthday. And I got fed up with the disrespect. Okay. And everybody like, well, why did you get pregnant? It was not planned. The first couple of months, last year, December, from October to December, we was like, he kept telling my dad, yeah, I want to have kids, yeah, I want to build a family, and yeah, I'm about to put some kids in her pops, da 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 da. Okay, so after I had started, he was like, tell the doctor to get, your stuff, start, so we can start working on it. And the next day, I'm still going through this divorce stuff. The next day, after I buy all the stuff, and after I go to the doctor, he like, I don't think I want to have kids with somebody who's still married. So I'm like, okay, cool, I don't care. Like, I'm about to live my best life anyway. For me, in my head, I'm like, I'm about to be divorced, girl. What you think? What are you thinking about? You're not even married to this person yet. And he's talking about having kids. They should have been ready for that too, but it wasn't. I ignored it. I'm like, this person must seriously want to be with me because I already got 4. Why would you want to give me more kids and you have none? Why would you still want to keep trying to fight for something with me and you have all the freedom in the world to go do you and be you? You don't have no kids, you don't have no attachments, you don't have nothing tied to me. So that's another reason why I kept thinking, okay, this person must really want to be with me because I got kids, I got this crazy, messy divorce going on.
All right, so that's it right there. That's how I know you have low self-esteem. Because the question should be, why would you want to have more kids from a person that mistreats you, disrespect you, dog you out, cheat on you, and you already got 4 kids? And you're not even married. So you want to bring 2 more, so you're going to bring more children in this broken relationship with this broken man. Because the man is clearly broken. Okay? The man is clearly broken. With the characteristics that you said that he has and the things that he was doing to you, clearly he's broken. And clearly you are too, because you're in agreement with it. You're questioning it, but you're going along with it at the same time. You should have said, I'm not going to have no kids from this man. He be disrespecting me and cussing me out and talking about me and cheating on me and this and that. That shouldn't even been a question in your mind. So you have to ask yourself, why was I even considering that foolishness? All right, continue.
And he's still here, and then these people on social media, and he's still here, and then people will start attacking him because he with me, and he's still here. So I'm blindsided, and I'm like, this person must really love me, want to be with me. I don't know. So anyways, as I'm still going on, I forgave him for cheating. I forgave him for disrespect. I forgave him for talking to me like the way he talked to me. He said he was going to do better. He said he was going to do therapy. He told me he had issues that he needed to work on. That's why he was going to do therapy. Okay, cool. Didn't. Never did no therapy.
And you should have told him then, well, go to therapy. And when you get fixed, then you come back. But until then, stay your behind away. Continue.
Lied. So let's move forward to me finding out I'm pregnant. I did not tell him until I got to Aruba. Mind y'all, that whole before I found out those couple of days, I had just found out that this man was. I had just got a video because I can't confirm or deny if it's true or not. But I got a video of him with some girl pushing him away, and he looked like he was about to fight somebody. So I'm like, yeah, you must have been drinking. So I'm like, you was with that girl? Because that's what the girl said in the DM. And he like, no. Mind you, I don't know why people think I'm boo-boo the fool. And I don't know why people think I'm not going to find out, especially when you're known for being with me. You're known on the internet for being my boyfriend. So why wouldn't you think that if somebody saw you out, they're not going to record and see nothing? So mind you, when I see this video, she just pushing him away. They wasn't like, lovey-dovey way, but she's just pushing him away. I had already made up in my mind that I was done. I didn't want to do nothing. I was done. I didn't want to be with him no more. Okay, this was May, because this was May because my birthday was June and he did not come with me, which is why y'all all like why he didn't come. So, anyways, I was done. But when we went to his birthday trip for Aruba, I had already spent money on that. So he came to the house apologizing. He said, so why I showed y'all that ring camera? That is not the first time that man has came to my house begging to come back, begging, saying he's sorry, come in, let me in, let's work on it, da-da-da. That's not the first time. That's why I put on that video part 1. Because I was going to go down all the videos and just post them. But it is what it is for the people who kept saying, oh, he don't want you. Oh, he don't care about you. Oh, you delusional. Oh, he hates you. That's why he let us leave hate comments about you. Boo boo, no. The man be on the ring camera and on my daddy phone big and talk about how he can't live without me. Okay? There's proof of that too. But anyways, next, like I said, I was done with him. This was this year. So when I went with him to Aruba for his birthday, I had already paid for that, mind you. And I also had already paid for my birthday trip again to Jamaica, to a different place. But I had went with him to Aruba. He invited his mom. His mom came This is where shit gets reckless again. Just mind y'all, I just told y'all this man I'm pregnant. Y'all see the video. This man gets upset with me because he's like, I feel like you posted that video so you can make me want to have a baby. And I'm like, nigga, how can I trap somebody when, number one, I'm barely ever on top, okay? When the person is getting ready to be done, it's him behind me. That's why when y'all like, y'all, you trapped him. What am I trapping? What am I trapping? Let's be for real. What am I trapping? Y'all be acting like because somebody in movies and TV shows that they this big person. No, 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 no.
Okay, I got to pause because that was the worst. Oh, Lord Jesus. Brianna, I don't think you trapped him. I don't think you trapped him. But what I don't understand is why you would want a baby from him. I think you thought he was going to be this. I think when you met him, because we didn't think that. And nobody ever got on the internet and say he was this big star and he got all this money. No, I have never heard anyone say that but you. So again, it was you. You tried to actually compare him to your husband. He got this big star. He's this big actor. He got his career. He got this money. You actually said he out making money for our family. That came out your mouth. How he was in, you the one celebrated him for being in all these movies that we could bear, some of them we couldn't even find him in. It was you. You the one got on the internet to try to make him to be this big star, which we all know he wasn't. He played in Wu-Tang, but he wasn't even the main character. But it was you, nobody else. That's what you thought. And when you realized that he wasn't, you still decided to have a baby with him. You wasn't having protective sex. You knew he was out here being a whoremonger. You knew he was out here cheating. You knew he was being disrespectful to you. But you kept laying up with him. You kept having unprotected sex with him. You. You was actually planning to have a baby from this man. Why? Why would you do that to yourself? Why? Why would you do that to yourself? And that's not a question for you to answer for me or for anybody else. That's for you to sit with yourself and come up with your own answer about why you, not why he made you do it, or because he didn't and then the man actually got on the internet, y'all. This man got on the internet and said he wasn't ready for no baby. He didn't think y'all knew each other well enough. He didn't want no child. And he also said, y'all very immaturely and unmanly. I don't even know what you're saying to him. I'm still trying to figure that part out. This man actually said, y'all know how it is when you be with a woman and you be saying, I want you to have my baby, but you don't mean it. Always coming on the internet while you around here trying to make him like he this big, I don't know what you was going through. Make it seem like he's this big, amazing dude when we all knew he wasn't. And this man always come on and rebuttal and make you look silly. And yet you stayed. You still stayed. Why did you do that? Why would you do that to yourself? Why, Brianna? Why? After 4 children, 2 baby fathers, broken relationships, what, you didn't learn nothing? Because it looks like a pattern. It started like a pattern, and it seems like you are in the front. Well, it is you, because you the one making all these. You the one determine what you will and what you won't do, what you'll stay in, what you'll leave. You, unless somebody change you to the room, to the closet, to the door, and force you to stay, it's you. These babies are coming out of your body. Why? Why would you do that to yourself? Why would you do that to yourself? What has happened in your life where your self-esteem has become so low? that you will continue to allow yourself to be mistreated. You will continue to connect yourself to men that don't honor you, that don't protect you, so you say. Now, I have never seen your husband. Now, I don't know what y'all had going on. Again, I don't know what y'all had going on behind closed doors. I don't know y'all like that. But what I can say is, I have never seen your husband dishonor you in public. Now, maybe when y'all arguing with each other, y'all saying all kinds of things out your mouth, that's one thing. But in public, never. When y'all was together, he seemed like he always had your back. So I don't know. I'm just saying. He showed Janelle is a huge drop down from him. I just have to tell you. Because this man yoking you out and spitting in your face. Oh, Lord, continue.
If that was the case, the person would just deactivate their Facebook page and go on about their happy married business. But no, you see them on Facebook Live, don't you? You see them keep
He
posting
making money
content,
on
don't you?
Facebook. Why
Okay,
would he do
so
that?
that means that person is not doing what y'all think. Also, Taraji came on here saying how she don't get paid like
You
that
can't
either.
compare him
But
to Taraji,
anyways,
girl.
trapping
Taraji a
nobody did
millionaire.
not trap nobody. So moving forward,
All
after I had
right.
told him I was pregnant in Aruba, and I had posted a video.
All right, I'm going to pause right here. I'm going to stop right here. And I'll come back with a part 2 for her part 2.